This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 FM and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Beamer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Comfort Fit Dentures, Summit Regional Medical Center, Coronado Center, and Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school football on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
All right, very good evening, and thank you for joining us here, and we apologize for all the technical difficulties as I'm Derek Palmer alongside Mike Granillo, Mike Caldwell. 21-12, Mingus leads with 1:56 seconds left in the first half, as there have been all sorts of turnovers, big plays right now after a face mask. Blue Ridge is looking at first and goal from inside the 5.
Chase
Give to Barton,
touchdown.
who's in the end zone for a
play.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass touchdown. That currently makes it 21-18, but there are 2 flags down. Mike, what do you see?
I didn't see anything. Face mask. They got a face mask. So
Another face masking call against Mingus.
So there we go. Touchdown. The
Did he
touchdown
just signal
stands,
something
I believe.
against Blue Ridge as well?
I
As we
don't
were trying to work
know.
through our technical difficulties, we did see that both sidelines were starting to get a little hot.
So yeah, it's been a good contest. You know, I think Blue Ridge thought this was going to be a little bit of a cakewalk. They got their first possession and went in for 6, but then Mingus scored 21 unanswered after that. So that's been really the way the ball game, and 2 of those scores for Mingus off 2 Yellow Jacket interceptions. But since then, this second quarter, Blue Ridge has come to play.
That's Sam James in for the extra point. That makes it 21-19. Now we got Mike Caldwell, who's got a hot mic.
The first thing we need to do is not set up in this location ever again. The speaker is a little loud.
What has been the big difference makers, especially for Mingus, getting those 21 unanswered?
Well, it's just their physicality. They're a big team. I mean, their middle linebacker is 6'2", 245. They got a nose guard that's 6'4", 320, and they're physical. And then Blue Ridge has made just a couple small errors that they've had a drop, probably a touchdown pass, and then it's an underthrown pass. So it's kind of been a mixed bag of Mingus's aggressiveness, physicality, and then Blue Ridge's miscues.
You know, one thing good about Blue Ridge though so far is they've been able to make the adjustments after those turnovers. We saw the pass go to Simmons here on the left side, left end zone, where now just Luke Berlin made the adjustment. His interception, he put too much air under it. He threw it late. And on the touchdown pass, he let it go. He had the right height on it and allowed Simmons to run underneath it. So good adjustments so far here in the second quarter for Blue Ridge. And I have to say, maybe Mingus might be a little tired.
Yeah, Mingus definitely has if you look at them, their hands are there on their hips.
Well, they got 1:53 seconds as after the face mask. This one going to be spotted in Mingus territory. Now it's going to come to the near side where a little bit of a blocking help is going to help. Who's that?
Machado.
Xavier Machado
Driven out of
is
bounds
going to
by
run this
Josiah
one all the way
Spelman.
out back to where it was first marked up at the Mingus 45. So excellent field position for the Marauders. With 1:45 seconds left. They're checking in 0-2, lost to Mesquite at Mesquite down in Gilbert, 20-12, and then at home to Estrella Foothills, 16-0. And that second one especially, that result, I think, had a lot of people thinking that the Yellow Jackets, who've been cruising up to this point.
Yeah, but those teams are no slouches, at least traditionally. But the Marauders have come in with some, as Mike said, some physicality, and I think Blue Ridge kind of got punched in the mouth. And was a little bit of a wake-up call for them because they have not played teams with physicality so far this year.
That's Mikey Grijalva, who looked like he got stopped at the line and then was able to bully his way forward for 3 yards, but the Marauders not really hurrying.
The secondary for Blue Ridge has really played well, though. Very undersized, but Noah Chi, Trent and Tricky doing a great job defensively tonight.
3 receiver set here from Mingus. Oh, a little bit of a miscommunication, as that was Isaac Sena who got tackled by his quarterback.
Senna with the ball.
And timeout.
Ogie with the stop. Aiden Ogie.
So a timeout taken by whom?
Mingus took a timeout.
Timeout. Called by Mingus.
Now, what kind of downfield passing have you been able to recognize from the Marauders?
Not much. They haven't really thrown it much, and when they have, it hasn't been great. They had one fairly good completion early on, and since then, the coverage has been good downfield for Blue Ridge, and the rush is getting to the quarterback. But he is an able runner. That's Rain Stokes. He can run it a little bit. He's one of their better athletes, and so giving him the opportunity to run the open field, you're kind of picking your poison if you're the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets.
A little unconventional here, but let's take a look at some keys to the game brought to you by Ace Hardware. They got a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car, or you just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week, call Ace Hardware in Pinetop, Overguard, and Sholo. What's been the biggest key thus far?
Well, as we've already talked about, physicality for Mingus and execution, I think, for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. They've been hitting the holes fast and not allowing the physicality to get to them.
So third down.
Third and 9.
So short 10 is under center.
As you spoke.
Looking to the left, got a little bit of separation, but overthrowing his man is Stokes, trying to get Seth Bruland. But Mink was there with another Yellow Jacket to try to get in the way. So that'll make it fourth down in an awful lot.
And when they go look at film, Stokes is going to wish he had that one back because he had Bruland open. He had a step on Mink and was really close to the sideline. Might not have scored, but it certainly would have made things interesting since we're under a minute. But that time, the pass protection, very good from Mingus, and that allowed Stokes time to find his receiver.
Last week saw some very aggressive play on fourth down, especially from Cactus. Oh, and that one's going to sail over Rhodes' head as he goes back to try to get underneath that one. Now he's going to try to make something happen, but it's going to be stopped back at the 26-yard line.
Jackets will take possession around Mingus 25.
Bustillos, I think.
Bustillos.
Yeah. Let's turn it down all the way. It's got problems.
So what looked like a rather conservative opportunity there for Mingus is going to turn into a huge opportunity for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, I kind of think that was their punt formation. But they go with a quick punt. But even still, Stokes probably would have been a great idea for him to try to still punt that, even though the rush was coming.
21-19 on the turnover on downs. 48 seconds left. Blue Ridge playing with a very short field. Berlin. Looked like the Yellow Jackets there got it into the end zone by really relying on Barton, who's standing on his right. Instead, he's going to drop back, look to the near side where Simmons is trying to get a little bit of space. A lot of pushing from both players, and it'll fall incomplete as there in defense was Machado. But he and Simmons were both really going after each other.
Yeah, a lot of hand jockeying right there by both guys, and so I think that's why the officials weren't going to call that. It started basically from the line of scrimmage, but they've gone to that well many times tonight, and they might need to look to maybe somehow use Simmons as a decoy, bringing somebody in underneath him. I'm pretty sure they'd be wide open because they got two guys coming over the top to defend against Simmons.
Second down and 10, now 44 seconds left. Blue is very close to field goal range as Berlin fakes the handoff, drops back, little pressure coming from behind. Now he's going to go in another direction, throw this into double coverage where it's picked off. Coming down with that one for Mingus is Max Lexington. Or is it Leckington?
I believe
Leckington.
It's Leckington, yeah. Well, just as I said, that's not exactly what I said. I did say they needed to throw it to somebody else, but go underneath of Simmons, not just throw it to the other side on another deep post route. Again, double coverage, free safety over there. Bruland, the free safety. He's done a great job of reading Berlin all night and was right on top of that. And I know there were two guys in the area, but Bruland's the one that kind of cut off the receiver and came up and made the stop on the ball in the air. So lots of turnovers so far here in this first half.
And we're watching the center big Nicholas Choate, who in that huddle had his hands on his hips as there's 37 seconds left. So trying to hope for a little bit of a punch and big play. Instead, brought down for a yard. Rhodes gains one, and I don't know if they have to run another if they choose.
A gain of 1.
I don't think so. They might just. It looks like they're going to try to snap one more. But I mean, if I'm the Marauders and I'm tired, I'm going to take the extra time going to the half.
10 seconds left. 21-19. Marauders trying to, if nothing else, take a lead into the locker room. There's Rhodes with 3 seconds. Doesn't look like he wants a snap. As the buzzer will sound,
At the end of the
and
first
after
half,
an eventful,
Yellow Jackets 19, Marauders 21.
first half from just about everybody involved,
Just about.
it's going to be 21-19. Mingus with the lead. It's homecoming, so we'll have some extra time to talk to you about the
first half.
First half football, technical difficulties. Only murder in the building. I started watching that. You started watching that?
No.
Oh, man, that's good stuff. We'll give you a review.
Okay, thank you.
Right after this, it's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
21-19 halftime. Mingus Marauders leading the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets here at homecoming. And again, just mentioned that Blue Ridge had come in 3-0 with wins of 60-12, 38-14, 58-0. 2 of those against playoff teams last year with Monument Valley and St. John's. So the whooping stick seemed like it had been applied liberally. Mingus checks in 0-2, having lost 20-12 to Mesquite and 16-0 to Estrella Foothills. But at least in the early going, it was the Marauders that was really dictating terms. Mike, this is Mike Caldwell. We said that it was the physical play up front. As we were running around trying to solve our technical difficulties, it seemed like they were picking up big runs with some gashes. But was it more ground and pound, or were there big plays, or how were they getting there?
So, they had success when they ran at Blue Ridge. Not so much success when they tried to run around them, but they would pull. They had like a counter gap that would work, and when they did that, they were picking up gashes of yards. They were just pushing Blue Ridge back. Their line is so much bigger than the Yellow Jackets that they had a lot of success going right at them.
Has it been Grijalva? He came in averaging 4 yards a carry. And then Seth Brulin.
Yeah, I think it was mostly Brulin. I shouldn't say that. Grijalva ran quite a bit inside also.
Yeah, Grijalva, they mixed it up pretty well, and both were big physical backs, and so they ran hard. They haven't, like Mike Grineal said, the success on the passing attack hasn't really been there. And so you got to credit Blue Ridge's pass rush and their DBs.
But this is a Mingus team that has attempted 9.5 passes a game.
Is that it?
In the first 2.
Yeah.
So not an awful lot.
Yeah, their line is so big. I would go with what your strengths are.
Should dance with who brung you on homecoming weekend?
Yeah.
On the other side of it, Berlin, much different look from under center. When he's converting on more than half of his passes, 9 touchdowns to no interceptions. How many picks does he have today?
I believe 3.
And 1 was a pick 6. So
yeah, I believe he's got 3 now.
Now we got to remember he's just a sophomore.
Yeah.
So, but and he's much improved from last year, and just a couple adjustments is not holding on to the ball till the receivers are open like he did with Simmons. He led that. It was a good timing pass. He let it go. So he's made a lot of improvements since last year, and I think he'll continue to do so.
The one drive that we were able to consume most of, though, is really relying on Jace Barton, who's had a huge year thus far. And don't necessarily want to say that could be considered Blue Ridge's strength, but today does it seem as if that might be something they want to lean a little bit more heavily upon going into the second half, the running game.
I think he is their strength, and because he's also their emotional leader, and so he kind of gets fired up when he gets to run in there 4 or 5 yards and take some punishment. That kind of gets him going, and I think it gets the line going. They did a great job, and it's not a power game for Blue Ridge. It's a lot of traps. And try to get not necessarily misdirection, but just give Jace just a crease for him to get through, and he's done a great job of picking his way through traffic and getting into the secondary. Now their secondary is still almost as big as their front line, and so Jace has taken some punishment, but so far he seemed up to the task.
Well, and his stature helps him. He gets behind those linemen. He's not very tall, but he's quick, and so he can just kind of pick his holes. And I agree. I think he is the strength of their offense revolves around him, and then with Simmons opens it up also.
This, by the way, is the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear. Go to Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260 just before you get to the casino. 21-19, Mingus leading Blue Ridge at halftime. It's homecoming, so there's all sorts of festivities still coming up. We'll continue the conversation on the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show right after these. It is Solo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
It's a tough game out there. We can help you reach your goals and come out victorious. Need help paying for college? Let the financial aid experts at Northland Pioneer College help you qualify for federal, institutional, or tribal grants. See our website at npc.edu for details. Northland Pioneer College. Expanding minds, transforming lives.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Since 2006, Beeler Orthodontics has been creating spectacular smiles in the White Mountains. Dr. Beeler and his team use innovative technology and cutting-edge orthodontics while still providing a hometown experience. From traditional braces and clear aligners to surgical orthodontics, Dr. Beeler works with smiles of all ages. So call them today to schedule a complimentary exam at 928-537-7775 or visit them at BeelerOrtho.com. Beeler Orthodontics. Live to smile, love your smile.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right, not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain sports.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right, not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
Put milk in
Continuing the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear. Go to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports north of Pine Top on Highway 260 just before you go to the casino. Some scores of interest here, especially how about this one? Eastmark 21, Mesquite 14. Mesquite, of course, knocked off these same Mingus Marauders 20-12. So... Eastmark, your 3A
rather have no nose
champ.
or no arms, Miley says no arms. Because if you don't have a nose,
nothing weird about that.
Is there something wrong with your throat? What's going
I'm
on?
just making sure that it's brought to everyone's attention that it was
2023
nothing weird.
homecoming Duchess
But
is
they did play well down at the 3A conference, playing up at the 4A conference.
Miley Hamblin.
Do you suspect that they ought to be beating Mesquite? Or do we not know enough about Valley football to really
Yeah, I don't think so.
And your 2023 homecoming Dutch is
bringing it to your attention. Now, in a couple of weeks, we'll be attempting to bring you the
Santiago
Snowflake
Santana.
at Gilbert football game down at Gilbert. And right now, Gilbert trailing Canyon View, which I believe is a Utah
Congratulations to all
school.
our sophomore nominees.
Listen to that one, 20-10. Push Ridge is losing. Oh no, is beating Yuma in the third quarter, 17-14.
Ooh, okay.
Catalina is currently leading one of the many ALA schools, 14-12.
Okay.
Shout out to Tucson football. Hold on,
And now for our
we're
junior
just getting
Prince and Princess nominees.
Let's see
First,
here.
Porter Cox and Georgia Kerr.
Florence is leading Santan Foothills 20-14. The
When
big
asked
one.
if you would rather have no nose
Snowflake
or no
leading
arms,
Sholo in a
Porter
bit of a
says no
surprise
nose
that
because then I could
they got
just
the
be
separation
a
this
Voldemort
early, but 27
every
to
year
8.
for Halloween.
Yeah.
Over Sholo in the third quarter. What is your read
When
on that
asked
one?
who her all-time
That's
celebrity crush
surprising.
was, Georgia says Tom Hiddleston.
However, Snowflake's probably
AKA
had
the hottest Marvel character
quite a bit of
ever.
motivation this week after suffering their 2 losses in their first 2 games.
Our next nominees,
and
Scott Whiting and Layla Kolale.
Yeah, that's surprising. I thought Shuttle would be better, but there's still a second half to go.
Snowflake gets a bye next week.
Wow,
And then
helpful.
gets to go to a Gilbert school.
That's not that great.
Well, 5-8.
When asked what his favorite animal is, Scott says
Not impressed.
a toucan because it's fun to say and they look
Micah
funny.
Mountain leading Sabino
When asked what her favorite high school
20-7
memory is, Layla says
in just
cheering
its
at football
second year of
games.
existence. Arizona
Our next
College Prep
nominees,
leading
Jack
Estrella
Woods and
Foothills at
Mackenzie
halftime,
Slaughter.
14-7. Estrella Foothills just shut out these Mingus Marauders.
Yeah.
This bowl game, of course, at
If he was a pro
21-19.
wrestler, Jack
Bradshaw
says his
Mountain
walk-in
leading
song
Moon
would be
Valley,
We Are the
31-0.
Champions by Queen.
Bradshaw last week lost
When
to
asked if she would
CDO by
rather
about
never wear shoes
40, I
again or
believe.
wear shoes for every second of her
Apache
life,
Junction leads
Mackenzie
Goldwater
says
at
she
halftime,
would rather be forced to wear
27-21.
shoes every second
Next
of her
week,
life.
we're going to be at the Dome for Poston Butte and Round Valley right now. Poston Butte trailing Campo Verde 10-0.
Our next nominees,
And Round
Alex
Valley
Judd
is
and Denny
losing
Willie.
at Thatcher 22-8.
Okay.
Shadow
When asked if he
Mountain
would rather have
leads
no nose
Benson
or no arms,
21-18.
Alex says no nose because I can still breathe through my mouth.
Hold on, we got a few more. We got
When
a whole
asked
lot of more.
If cereal is a soup, Denny
Cactus
says, I don't
trailing
think it's a soup
O'Connor at
because usually
halftime,
soup has the
20-7.
ingredients cooked in and has more than one ingredient
And
most
I
of the
think
time.
that rounds it out. ALA Gilbert North leads ALA Queen Creek
And your 2023
21-17.
homecoming princess is
Don't know who is going to win the smack talk battle of that one, though, but I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
lots
it's going to
of-
go down to the last
Slaughter.
possession.
Lots of those ALA schools.
They
for
they
sure.
they
Your
like
2023
smacking.
homecoming prince is
All right. Oh, and no score yet. Yuma Catholic and
Porter
Palma.
Cox.
And who?
Palma. I think that
Must
might be a
California.
California thing.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a California school.
So interesting scores.
Congratulations
This
to
one
all of our
21-19. In a couple of weeks, can you imagine this? A couple of weeks, going to get some 3A PowerPoint rankings.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting in all sports. I mean, I've been trying to follow soccer, boys and girls, volleyball, and yeah, we're a couple weeks away from all of that and see how things shake out.
Also means that we're a couple of weeks away from it getting legit chilly.
That's true. We've been
And
pretty
now for
blessed
our
so far
senior
here.
king and
That's
queen
not very cold.
nominees.
This
And
is
you're a Flatlander and you got no sleeves.
First, Drake
Just
Newton
running around
and
like a
Maya
maniac.
Brazil.
21-19. Mingus
If he was
leading
a pro
the Yellow
wrestler,
Jackets here
Drake's
at Homecoming.
walk-in song would be
Honda Ski and
The Man
Outdoor
by Taylor
Sports
Swift.
Store halftime show for the best selection of hiking, camping,
When asked to
hunting,
decide
and
if
fishing
she would
gear.
rather have no
Go to the
nose or
Honda
no
Ski and
arms,
Outdoor Store north of
Maya
Pine Top
says
on
no
Highway
arms,
260 just
so I
before
don't
you
have
get
to do work
to the
anymore.
casino. We'll continue the conversation after this. It's Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
It's a tough game out there. We can help you reach your goals and come out victorious. Need help paying for college? Let the financial aid experts at Northland Pioneer College help you qualify for federal, institutional, or tribal grants. See our website at npc.edu for details. Northland Pioneer College. Expanding minds, transforming lives.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Since 2006, Beeler Orthodontics has been creating spectacular smiles in the White Mountains. Dr. Beeler and his team use innovative technology and cutting-edge orthodontics while still providing a hometown experience. From traditional braces and clear aligners to surgical orthodontics, Dr. Beeler works with smiles of all ages. So call them today to schedule a complimentary exam at 928-537-7775 or visit them at BeelerOrtho.com. Beeler Orthodontics. Live to smile, love your smile.
Wrapping up the Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports Store halftime show for the best selection of hiking, camping, hunting, and fishing gear. Go to Honda Ski and Outdoor Store north of Pine Top on Highway 260 just before you get to the casino. Is going to have to get some adjustments from both sides. What are you looking for first from Mingus?
For Mingus, so I think they got to go back to what their strengths are, and that's running the ball inside. But more importantly, what Mingus has to do is be disciplined. They're getting beat up front by guys that are much smaller than them. Yes, they're quicker, but they're still smaller, and they're just getting beat and allowing Jace Barton to get 4 or 5 yards at a pop. So I think Mingus has got to be more disciplined, stay in their gaps, and I think that will cause disruption on the Blue Ridge offense. So that'd be my 2 main adjustments for Mingus.
And for the Yellow Jackets?
Well, I want to go back to something that I missed mentioning before halftime. The starting center for the Yellow Jackets went out. Angel Rangel, he's a senior. He's been starting the last 2 years, and he got hurt. I don't know if it was a concussion type thing or what, but he's been out. Maybe Ron Everingham can shed some light on that if we have him on air. But a backup for him is Danny Gonzalez. And Danny has come in and done a fantastic job. Most of the big running attack by Blue Ridge has been when Danny has been in the game. So credit the youngster for coming in and filling in the shoes of a senior. Now Danny's is heavier than Angel, but and so maybe that's a good matchup for Blue Ridge. And so if I'm Blue Ridge, back to the adjustments now. One, I'm going to try to throw shorter passes. I'm not going to always take shots deep to Simmons because I think Mingus is going to be sitting on that. So I'm going to throw some shorter passes, maybe try to get some guys out in the flats. Run a comeback route with Simmons every now and then just to keep Mingus honest. But as we talked about at halftime, or the first segment, you got to keep going to Jace Barton. One thing I did like, though, is that the Jackets did run Carlo Harris a few times to give Jace a little bit of a spell, and I think that 1-2 combination could really be pivotal for the Yellow Jackets here in the second half.
Getting ready to start the second half with the Northland Pioneer College kickoff. When it's time to kick off your college education, do so at Northland Pioneer College. You will pay the lowest tuition in this state as this one is on the approach. And angling toward Machado. No, it's like Grijalva. In any event, he's got a little bit of a crease as he puts a straight arm at the 35 and then is run out of bounds at the 40. That is, in fact, Mikey Grijalva. And now flags come out after the fact. It's on the other side of the action.
Spillman pushed him out.
Spillman was able to track him down, but
probably going to be a block in the back would be my guess based on where that flag is.
It's just been kicked up to the 40, and you are correct.
Grijalva.
So it was going to be excellent field position for the Marauders, who we noticed looked like they might have been a little bit winded, but got a really long halftime.
And that's part of the discipline. One thing we did not talk about, Mingus was penalized quite a bit in that first half. They had some personal fouls. They had a lot of holdings, some offsides, a little of everything. And they got to clean that up.
All right, Rain Stokes going under center, split backs behind him. Got a receiver on the
21.
left instead. Going to come this direction as it's handed off to Williamson.
And
No,
23.
That is Bruland.
And Tricky was on the tackle.
Little counter there. And that, already we see the Jackets doing not a very good job. They're standing up and got driven off the ball about 5 yards. Now Mingus is going to come out fresh here in this second half, and so Blue Ridge has got to get back to fundamentals, keep that chest down.
Not Sam James, Hunter
hold
Krause
ground.
Brought him down.
Second down 4. Single back is Grijalva. As they fake the handoff, start moving the pocket to the left, get some blocking help. Now he's going to unload this one toward his sideline. Road's incomplete. No, that's Stokes.
I tell you what, I don't know what Carlo Harris weighs. Not enough, but he just blew up one of the offensive linemen for Mingus as he was coming on his rush, and I think that actually is what caused Stokes to get rid of that ball is that pressure was coming. It wasn't just Harris, but nonetheless, great job by him getting in there and showing a little bit of toughness at 160 pounds. I mean, he brought the wood.
3rd and 4.
3rd down and 4. Same formation with Bruin and Machado. Going to go this one toward the left, but a great job there with some swarming Yellow Jackets. Barton there first. Simmons is also diving in. Carlo Harris makes a trifecta as it's now 4th and 2 from their own 38.
Now see, if Mingus would have ran this type of play on 2nd down, they probably would have picked up the first just then, but that pass attempt, I know you got a long season. You got to try to get some things going through the air, but I think that's hurting them right now. They've had success. I mean, I'm sure their coach over there feels confident that they can pick up these 2 yards right here, but I imagine they're going to run it straight ahead with Stokes.
5 seconds to get the play off. Stokes going to take the snap, push forward. He has to get to the 40, and I don't know if he did.
They're spotting him short.
Well, he got a pretty good surge, got a nice push from behind from Grijalva, but that actually might have tripped him up. Grijalva's effort to give him a little bit of an extra nudge. He needed to get it to the 40.
Oh, they gave it to him.
Woo! He's got it.
And it's going to be 1st down.
Oh, that was surprising. That where the line judge came in with his hand up, it definitely looked short of the marker.
But he got the nose of the football to the 40. So it's a Comfort Fit Denture 1st down. Rolling the dice pretty deep in their own territory. The Marauders move the chains. 10 minutes, 10 seconds to play in the 3rd, 21-19. They got the lead and just got a new set of downs.
New quarterback, I believe.
And this one, Bruland goes from the right to the left and is tripped up as he gets through 2 tacklers and stopped at the 48. Gains 8.
Yeah, Jose Felix in at quarterback. I don't know if Stokes is banged up or not, if they just want to get a different look. But I tell you what, if I'm Mingus, I'm going with a steady diet of Bruland and Grijalva here and just try to keep punching Blue Ridge in the mouth and see how they respond. Right now, Blue Ridge is a little bit on their heels.
Dove that one all the way out to the 49, so just now in their own side of the field. Now got Stokes back out there as he's rolling to the right, looking for some blockers, goes over the 50, picks up a 1st down, puts his shoulder down over the 45, and is stopped at the 44. Sam James there with the stop, but Stokes has another Comfort Fit Denture's 1st down.
I'll tell you what, and Grijalva came in and threw a vicious block on Hunter Krause and was able kind of pave the way for Stokes to get those extra yards he needed for the 1st down. So I can't believe that they go to the air again unless somehow they get in a really good down and distance situation.
First and 10 on the 43. Stokes under center, tosses this one to the left, and Brulin picks up a big block as he now catches out the corner on the outside. He's over the 35, down to the 25, and Simmons eventually brings him down toward the 20, but it's another Comfort Fit Denture first down, and Brulin is really picking up big chunks.
Yeah, and the offensive line for Mingus is doing a great job. The Yellow Jackets getting blown off the ball, getting deep. They're deep into their own secondary. Their linemen are just not where they should be in order to make stops at the line of scrimmage. So Jackets have got to find something to get a stop here.
Put this on the 23, so approaching the red zone, already leading 8.5 to go in the third. Toss this one to the right side. Brulin tries to cut it back to the interior, but he is tripped up and stopped for a short gain.
Aiden O'Green that time able to shed the block. That was something he has not been able to do so far here in this half. And so a great job by him to get that. And he's the one guy really that matches pound for pound with these Marauders from Mingus.
Put this one just outside the 20. This drive now has gone on for 4 minutes. Marauders have converted on 1 4th down. Now as this one's handed off to Grijalva, tries to accelerate to the right side, but he's held up. Nice job there by the first man, as I believe that was Kraus who got there and was able to hold on and wait for some others to come and help.
It was Hunter Kraus that helped, that got the legs down there. And see, and that's what they got to do. They have to go low on the bigger opponent. If you try to go for the chest, Grijalva specifically has been able to shed would-be tacklers. And we've seen them try to reach at his jersey, and he pulls away from that as well.
3rd down now and 7, so a bit of a passing situation for the Marauders, but they might just try to get half of these on the ground and go for it on 4th.
I think they're just going to run it with Stokes.
Stokes moving to the left. Flag comes out into the around the line of scrimmage. Stokes is able to go along the far sideline and potentially has enough for a first down, but I see what this flag is.
This is coming back. It's going to be a holding, but, you know, that wasn't a pass play. It looked like a pass play, but that's a run play all the way. I mean, Stokes is like, I'm going to pretend to look at down the field, but I'm running this. I'm just looking for my lane to run down. I'm gonna look downfield, so I'm going to make the defenders, the secondary, backpedal a little bit, but I'm running this. And he had the yards for the first down. The holding killed him.
These holding penalties always are going to hurt, but when you have a team that really likes to keep it on the ground, are they even more devastating?
Well, yeah, because now you're a little bit more in a half. I mean, they're going to go for it on 4th down, so you don't have to get it all back here in one chunk. So it would be in Blue Ridge's best interest right now to not give up a big play and force them to pass on 4th down.
Got 2 running backs off to his left. That includes Brulin. Fake the handoff to somebody who wants to pass, but now as the rush approaches him, he's going to tuck that one, go over the 30 to the 25, and gain 5 to set up 4th down and a lot.
Well, and that's exactly what Blue Ridge needed right there. As you said, 4th down and about 12, and that's going to put Stokes where he may not be able to try to run it. Because, again, that was just another run play that was disguised as a pass play. So credit Chi, though. Chi's been lining up on the outside on the line of scrimmage and is trying to outrun everybody around the outside, and that time he chased Stokes down from behind, and so we'll see how much gas he's got left.
So this would be about a 40-yarder. It doesn't look like the Marauders have a taste for it at all. 2 receivers on either side. Stokes drops back, now pressured, starts flushed out to the left, trying to get away from one tackler. Instead cuts that one back along the hash. Gets inside the 20, but had to get it inside the 15, and there's that holding play that's going to stall the drive.
Well, and I'm not sure.
Sam James and Aiden O'Gee
I think Stokes gave a little bit more look down the field to pass it, but good coverage. Credit the secondary for the Yellow Jackets, not allowing Stokes a window to pass through, and then it was just a matter of a gang tackle led by Aiden O'Gee in order to make that stop and turn the ball over for the Yellow Jackets.
So almost 6 minutes off the clock in the third. 21-19. Blue Ridge offense coming out for the first time here in the second half. Here comes Luke Berlin. It was 9-0, and his touchdown to interception ratio coming into this one, but it's gone in a different direction as the sophomore is trying to get an upset win. Is fake a handoff, come out to the near side where he's got a man caught, and then nice move back to the interior where he's eventually going to be gang tackled, as that was,
I believe that's
Symington.
Yep. So hey, guess what? They must be tuned into our station, because I talked about you got to throw some short passes, because if you want to soften up the deep ball, you've got to go and and throw something underneath. Now you just got to get your receivers do a little better job blocking downfield and give Simonton's fast. If he can get in the open space, he might make something happen.
Gained 8, 2nd and 2. This time turning, give Barton with a huge hole up the middle over the 35 before he's spun down by 3 Marauders, but at Comfort Fit Denture, first down.
Right through with the first down.
Thompson there first for the Mingus Marauders, but they're a little bit more. Chase Barton needed 2, winds up gaining 7.
Tackle.
Well, great trap play. O'Green does a great job of coming down. That's Bustillos coming down and creating that hole as he runs right off the backside.
This time a give to Barton as he tries to bounce it to the left side, but he is met immediately and spun down by Isaiah Lathan.
Stopped by Isaiah Lathan.
And Isaiah Lathan, he's listed as a linebacker, but he's pretty much standing on the line of scrimmage.
He's wearing number 72
and he's wearing, yeah. And you might want to account for him in the blocking. But I was about to credit the Yellow Jacket coaching staff. Those are some good 2 calls, and even that one's not bad because at least now you're setting up some play action.
21-19 with 5 minutes to play in the third. Empty backfield for Berlin. 2 receivers going out to his right and 2 to the left. Instead, he comes back to this near side where Simmons catches it over the 40 and is immediately forced out of bounds, but gains 7.
Another nice play. Now we're going to start seeing, I think what Coach Hathcock is doing is trying to set it up. So bring those Marauders up, bring them up, and then try to get one deep.
7.
Simmons has the speeds to get past them, but we'll see how disciplined the Marauders can be.
3rd down, long 5. Get an empty backfield. 3 receivers going to the right. Simmons here on the left comes back and gets this one right at the yard marker. Gets a couple of extra steps beyond to move the chains with a Comfort Fit Denture first down and a gain of 7.
That's as good as a run, and it doesn't. Simmons hasn't taken any punishment on there. Neither is Jace Barton. So good decisions by the Yellow Jackets right there to just pick up 5-6 yards and keep those chains moving.
21-16, 4:46 to go. Approaching midfield, the Yellow Jackets. Watch the Marauders take 6 minutes off the clock, but they've already moved the chains twice now as Berlin's rolling to the right, trying to go to the far sideline, but trying to get Mink, but it was a little thrown too far in front, and he can't get underneath.
Well, good play set up nonetheless as they pull the guards in order to set up that pocket for Berlin rolling to his right, but tough to do because your momentum is going to make that ball go a little farther right than you might think of, and might be time to get Jace Barton the ball again.
He's back in there to the right of Berlin. This is 4 straight passing plays. Now facing 2nd and 10 as a man goes in motion left to right. Now Berlin rolling in that direction. Barton serving as a blocker. Instead going to throw this one underneath where Sam James catches this one, gets into Mingus territory. Grijalva runs him out of bounds right around the first down marker. Looks like he's just short to make it 3rd and 1.
But see, all of these plays to the outside and short are going to soften up the defense, and it's going to keep Latham from being able to just tee off on Barton. Now, they're in an obviously run situation here, but I'm not sure I would. I might use some play action right here and see if you can't get something open down the sideline because there's not many defenders deep for Mingus.
Barton deep, single back in a pistol with now Berlin changing the play with Trips coming to the near side on his left. Turn and give Barton. Starts to the left, cuts it back to the middle, gets the first down, now runs to the 30 before he's brought down, but not before he gets a Comfort Fit Denture first down on the gain of 11.
I'll tell you what, great patience right there by Jace Barton. He took a step, watched the hole open, and then exploded off the backside of one of his receivers there and got into that secondary. Lathan thought he had him dead to rights early on, and Jace showed that quickness that's going to make him one of the top backs in the state.
Now on the Mingus 29, 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the third. 21-19, the Marauders have the lead, but the Yellow Jackets on the move. Again with the pistol, fake the handoff. Barton try to come over to Simmons, catches this one, and now picks up a block on the near sideline. One man to beat, gets run out of bounds at the 10. Another Comfort Fit Denture first down, and a 1st and goal opportunity here for the Yellow Jackets.
And Brulin is down. I'm not sure what's wrong with this, but tell you what, we talked about blocking the last time if receivers could make some blocks, and that time Caleb Mink does a great job of picking off his guy after the ball was thrown, so it wasn't a pick play, and springs Simmons for that big gainer there.
Looked like they were stretching his hamstring.
Yeah, it might be just a cramp. Blue Ridge medical staff is on it.
Summit Regional Medical Center injury update. Summit Regional Medical Center has everything that your athlete needs to get back in the game. He's really fighting through something. Yeah, it's his left calf.
Is it a cramp, Ron, or is it just, I don't know if Ron can hear me. He may not be able to. But in essence, that's a timeout for Mingus, and we'll use it to try to take some of the momentum away from the Yellow Jackets, because right now things are rolling offensively. The execution, as I mentioned earlier, has just been great for Blue Ridge. Not bigger, but they are sure making their plays count when they need to.
Brulin hops up and he's able to try to run this one off. It does look like it was just a cramp. Now, what's interesting about this Blue Ridge attack is the way that we had watched Barton really gash and move the football on the ground. Thought that they might be leaning more heavily upon that, but it's been a steady diet of Simmons, who has 3 catches for 35 yards. They've come after him another time in addition to that.
But it's been short passes, and
Yes.
that's been the difference.
Right now, he's in the middle of 3 receivers coming to the near side. Handed off, Barton comes in that direction, gets upended as he gets to the line of scrimmage, maybe falls forward for a gain of 1. But another Marauder is having a hard time getting up.
And they're going to be able to look at film with the Yellow Jackets and talk to their receivers about a little better job blocking down the field. And if they hit one good block, I think we're going to see their offense go to the next level. Because now you're in the short side of the field. You don't have a lot of yards. Short passes don't work quite as well because the defense doesn't have to worry about the long ball.
10 seconds on the play clock. The Yellow Jackets still having a hard time getting to the line of scrimmage. 6 seconds now as Berlin gets them set. 2nd and goal. Handed off Barton.
Big
Again
hole,
cuts up to the middle, but gets over the 5 before he is spun down in a nice touchdown-saving tackle by Hyatt Cannon.
Yeah, you were exactly right as they go quick.
Already back at the line, same formation with the pistol. Handoff Barton, again trying to chip his way up the middle of the defense. Gets to the line of scrimmage and falls forward for maybe 1 to set up 4th and goal from the 2.
Well, decision time here. I'll tell you what, though, a little play action right here I think would do wonders for the Yellow Jackets. Even if you fake it to Barton and let him go through and then throw the pass to him, I think there might be something to that. But looks like Yellow Jackets going to talk it over.
4-minute drive after a 6-minute drive started this one. It ended with no points for Mingus. The Yellow Jackets trying to avoid a similar fate, trailing 21-19, 2:01 to go in the third. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholoFord.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
2 minutes, 1 second left in the third. 21-19. Drive started around the Blue Ridge 20 and is right now on the 2. 4th and goal. Going with a jumbo package as Barton takes a look and now needs to use another timeout.
I think they had too many guys.
Well, there's a lot of purple coming off the field.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, they had 12. So they called for Carlo, and then they didn't really want him in there because they wanted to go with the heavy set. And, yeah. So man, that could come back to bite them a little bit here. That leaves them with just 1 timeout here in what I'm sure is going to end up being a close game the rest of the way.
Now, have you seen the Yellow Jackets use that kind of big package before?
Not until tonight. Not until tonight. So they put the lineman in the backfield to lead the way. And there's 2 schools of thought on that, right? I mean, you're like, well, you're not disguising a whole lot. You pretty much know what's going to happen. But then that's the positive side. Like, hey, you have to stop us. I'm not sure I like the weight advantage that Mingus has in this situation, but we'll see how it plays out.
I see now after the second timeout, what they come out with is Blue Ridge has Kraus lining up in front of Barton. Berlin's going under center, turning, give, and immediately met as soon as he had his hands wrapped around that football. Grijalva is going to bring down Barton. Both sides go on long drives. That one more than 4 minutes. after Mingus went on one that was almost 6
Marauders
minutes.
are gonna take
No
possession.
points scored yet here in the third.
Yeah, and they just didn't account for Grijalva. Grijalva got by the pulling guard right there. I don't know who number 9 is. Yeah, and Logan Robinson, tight end, trying to kick out and just missed Grijalva. Grijalva just slid under there and was able to get to Barton.
So now pinned right in the shadows of the goalpost, dropping the football. Rhodes, I think, was able to get back underneath that one. Stokes, I beg your pardon, Rain Stokes. As that was a disaster averted.
And that's what's going to come back to haunt Blue Ridge tonight if they can't find a way to get on top. Mingus has made their share of mistakes. They've had some center quarterback exchange problems, some quarterback running back exchange problems, penalties, but they're still somehow have a 2-point lead.
Minute and a half left here in the third. This one now a little bit closer to the goal line as they turn and give this one. Brulin after the cramp. Gets to the near side, and he's down the sideline and gone. Trying to get by 2 Blue Yellow Jackets. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. Run down by Simmons and stopped at the 30 to save a touchdown, but a big gain of 70, 68 yards, somewhere in that neighborhood, as Brulin's now cramping up on the other leg.
Yeah, he's cramping up on both legs. But I tell you what, the corner for the Yellow Jackets, an inexperienced guy just got sucked inside. And you can see right there, Trevor Byers just got sucked inside and just could not contain Brulin to the outside. And then it was off to the races. And probably the only guy on the Yellow Jackets that could get to him is Simmons. And he somehow, had enough of an angle to be able to get him. So credit Simmons for not giving up on that one.
No, I was about to say that. Simmons tracks him down. As you think that the Marauders were just trying to get a little bit of separation from the goal line, and now pounding on the door of the red zone as that one went all the way to the 25. So help me with the math.
That's about 73 yards.
73 yards, which would put Bruland over 100 just in the second half.
Well, that's good. That's good since we only have stats for the second half.
That's right.
Yeah, I was trying to listen to the coaches, trying to get because Ron Evernham's down there and he's got our sideline mic, and so I was trying to hear what the conversation was with Brulin, but he is not doing well. I mean, it might be something a little bit more than a cramp. He's not. He's being carried off. I don't know what the officials have to do with anything and why they're stopping him, but get him off the field. Why are the officials talking to this kid?
Well, we got some time. Update from Snowflake, 48-14 now. Wow. The Lobos lead.
Okay. Well, the Lobos got their wake-up call, I guess, the last 2 weeks. And
hey, that game last week I thought was played between two good football teams.
Yeah.
Snowflake and Cactus.
Yeah.
So, all right, first and 10, I beg your pardon, after the Comfort Fit Denture first down turn. Toss this one, going to the far side. Senna's going to be brought down high. As they're stopping him is tricky.
Might have been Noah Chi in there as well, but boy, we're already Senna getting in there in the carry, and just a big difference between him and Brulin. Just not able to get upfield fast enough, and that costs the Marauders, and I think Senna's going to stay in there, but Grijalva as well, and my guess is Grijalva's getting this ball.
Second down, 13. As high snap, and it's again fumbled. This time, I don't know if Stokes was able to get underneath that one. The Yellow Jackets think they got it, and they do. Noah Chi's got to come away with it, as the Yellow Jackets, after giving up the big run, are going to force the turnover with 23 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Still nursing a 2-point deficit.
Another big miscue by Mingus on the quarterback to running back exchange. The snap was high, and he tried to rush it into his running back and coughed it up. And tell you what, opportunistic. Mingus, Blue Ridge, neither one of them executing when it matters down close to the red zone. And so a little bit of attrition here as these teams trade sides of the field.
Second fumble on that sequence.
And watch here with Brulin out, watch if the Jackets don't try to go deep right off the bat.
Looking to this left side where Simmons is initially matched up with Xavier Thompson. Didn't look like he's got any safety help coming in this direction either. As Berlin drops back, and now Simmons wants to come back looking for a screen. Going back to the middle of the field where he's got some blockers as he gets to the 40, gains 11 as a Comfort Fit Denture first down.
Well, and that's a good way to keep the secondary inching up, trying to get up to that line of scrimmage to stop these short passes. I know Coach Hathcock's gonna send one deep here sooner or later.
4 catches, 46 yards here in the third quarter as there's 2 seconds, 1 second, and that is going to be how the third ends. No score, lots of yards, lots of lengthy drives, no points. 21-19 as it was at halftime. Mingus leads going into the final. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
You've been there waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Kicking off the fourth quarter of play when it's time to kick off your college education. Do so at Northland Pioneer College. Pay the lowest tuition in the state. Simmons has been the hot hand. 4 catches, 46 yards as he's now split wide left. James going to join him. 2 receivers on either side. Berlin has only been incomplete once here in the second half. 6 of 7 for 63 yards as he drops back, looking to his left. Now he's going to unload deep. You've been calling for it into traffic and deflected away by James, running behind him. And I don't know if he was the intended man with Simmons.
Yeah, definitely a miscommunication. Definitely a miscommunication there as James and Simmons ended up basically in the same spot, but nice ball. Berlin really did a nice job of leading his receiver away from the defenders so that the interception wasn't really in play. Now the tip, once the tip happened, who knows? But figured Blue Ridge was going to take a shot soon, and there we saw it.
Also got to give a shout out to 3 Mingus defenders who were not fooled after being brought in closer and closer to the line of scrimmage by the short game. So now 2nd down and 10 on the Yellow Jacket 40, but before they can get the play off,
wow,
it's a delay of game.
That was close. Usually they kind of let that slide a little bit, but they were right on top of that.
We got the play clocks in both end zone this year, so it's easier for everybody involved.
Yeah.
2nd and 15.
See if they stick with that same formation and play.
Again, going with receivers on either side of the line, including Simmons out far left. Barton now moves over to Berlin's right. 2nd and 15 in the fourth quarter. A little bit of pressure shown by the Marauders. Berlin, though, with time, throws this one over the middle, and it's nearly stepped in front of and intercepted. Instead, just knocked away there by Max Leckington.
Pass to Symington, incomplete.
Boy, you know, I think fans are going to look at that and go, what are you doing? But that is really close to being a really great pass. If he brings that down a little bit, the defender would have to go over the top of Symington in order to get to it. And so I like the play. I don't like it necessarily on 2nd and 15.
Now 3rd and 15 on their 35. 2 receivers on either side. Simmons getting this call as they're trying to go to the far side, but having to choose which shoulder to go after. It's kind of just thrown up for grabs and incomplete.
Well, and that's 3 deep passes in a row, and they kind of went away from what got them going in the third quarter, which was a short pass. I'm okay with a deep pass every now and then, but they just went 3 deep passes in a row, and the short pass was working well. Jace Barton was working well, and instead they're punting.
Oh, Barton. He's got some time as this one is away but short. Grijalva watches that one take a Mingus bounce and dies at the 44. So excellent field position. The delay of game, the harmful. It's the first time we've seen the Yellow Jackets inflict that kind on themselves with the yellow. As Mingus had on their opening possession, the Marauders had that big hold recall. So both sides kind of robbing themselves of momentum as now the Marauders, who have that 2-point lead, 11:41 to go. And recall the way that this half started, it took 6 minutes off the clock. But Brulin has been plagued with cramps, and I don't see him in the huddle.
I think you are correct. And we'll see what kind of conditioning Mingus has because, you know, it's not a huge altitude change, but it is an altitude change nonetheless, and a little colder temperatures.
Stokes going to go under center. Man behind him is Grijalva. Fake the give. Stokes wants to keep this one, looking for some blocking help as he cuts it up over the left side of his line. Winds up pushing forward and gains close to 5.
Yeah, great job right there by Stokes, just turning it upfield and taking what he can get. You know, the momentum, we kind of are in a lull right now with both teams not executing very well, shooting themselves in the foot. The first team to kind of stay disciplined, I think, has an opportunity to make something happen here in this fourth quarter.
Stokes now with 27 yards on 4 carries in the second half. Again going under center, again with Grijalva behind him. This time instead gives this one to Senna as he goes to the right side and eventually starts cutting it up along that far hash. Gains 4 and is tripped up to make it 3rd and short. Byers there with the stop.
Boy, great design there as the Mingus Marauders able to get the edge, and Senna does a great job of turning it upfield and goes underneath Trenton Trickey, the sophomore, getting a little bit of an education right there. Speaking of the grade levels, you know, a ton of seniors on this Mingus Marauder team, so they've probably been in this situation before.
Back in Blue Ridge territory, 3rd and short, 10.5 to go. Trying to nurse a 2-point lead, and nobody had the right count. About half the team was breaking at a different time.
And that, boy, that's talk about another shooting yourselves in the foot. Boy, and Noah Chi took the brunt of that as he heard the whistle. so he kind of got laid on his backside pretty well there because he was stopping, and the Marauder offensive lineman not so much.
Again, emphasize that was the 3rd time in as many possessions here in the second half that Mingus had taken it into Blue Ridge territory. Still no points to show for it. Back on their side of the 50. Having a hard time getting everybody set up, but still lots of time to get a play off. Two running backs behind Stokes. He's going to fake the handoff. Looks like he wants to try to drop this one off. Now pressure trying to unload. Instead, he's going to brought down by a gang of Yellow Jackets back at the 45, sacked for a loss.
And just great coverage downfield. Stokes wanting to go. Wanted to go to Rylan Ralston, it looked like, on this far sideline, on the near sideline, excuse me, and just great coverage by Samuel James right there, and that forced Stokes to have to eat that one and take the sack.
Was 3rd and 1, now 4th and 9 after the 5-yard penalty because of the procedure situation and then the sack.
We'll see if the snap adventures continue for Mingus right here.
Huge moment with Simmons back to receive on his own 20. This time a good snap. And kicking this one away from Simmons, so he's going to run underneath. So take a candy hop. Now he's got some momentum. Takes it at the 25, over the 35, 40 before he's brought down. He had some blocking help, but just had one man to beat, and it was that Moose again.
Wrong man. It was the wrong man.
It was Lathan.
And nobody wanted to block him. I don't know why. But yeah, Lathan, just great job, because otherwise, as you said, lots of blockers in front of him that just nobody stopped Lathan, and that was a business decision, I believe, because Lathan had himself ahead of steam.
Avoiding the posterizing situation.
Yes, the pancake on the punt. Yeah, that's not a good look.
Still, Simmons takes that big hop and runs it out to the 42, so it's right around where the Yellow Jackets' last drive stalled. Pistol formation with Barton behind Berlin. Receivers on either side, turning, give Barton, runs over the right side before he is stopped by a nice job in the open field.
I think it's Grijalva. No.
That's Calandra.
And Xavier Thompson, Calandra and Xavier Thompson on that tackle. But boy, the hole was there. And that's Jace Barton. Get him in the open field. Good things are going to happen.
Blue Ridge trails 2, 8:50 to play. Hand off and give Barton again coming to the right side. He's going to go over the 50 and into Mingus territory. That's Carlo Harris who was on the carry. Just gained 1 or 2, make it 3rd and short.
Well, good strategy though by Blue Ridge. Carlo Carlo plays on defense the full time. Let him have a play off and then give Jace Barton a break and now bring Barton back in for this 3rd and short.
Yellow Jackets going with a little bit of tempo here. 3rd down. call it a short 2 as the handoff goes. Barton again coming to the near side, pushes
That's
a blocker out of the way to get some separation,
first down.
runs over the yard marker, gets it to the 46, gain of 4 and a Comfort Fit Denture first down.
And that's how you teach your receivers to block for you. You shove them in the back and say, that guy right there, and that did allow Barton to pick up another 2 or 3 yards. So Simonton getting a little bit of education about what that's supposed to feel like.
All right, on the Mingus side of the field, 8 minutes even to play, trailing 2. 21-19. Barton has 32 yards on 8 carries here in the second half. Berlin, Simonton trying to come in motion, falls down a little bit. Now Barton is able to get over the line of scrimmage, but that whole slip from Simonton there kind of blew up the play.
It did cause him to have to delay a little bit, so tough break. Good job, though, by the Jackets. You know, they're bringing their tight end on a trip set and pulling him up in the hole. And doing a good job of being able to pick off a defender just long enough to allow Barton to get through there. But as you say, he was just a little late getting to the hole that time. But certainly a play that's worked all night for Blue Ridge.
Simmons lines up in the slot off to the left. Also over there with James. Haven't gone in his direction yet in this series. Fake the handoff, now looking in that direction. Tries to go over the middle where Simmons caught that one in the wide open flat. Now he's in the end zone for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass touchdown. What a delivery there by Berlin and what a haul there by Simmons.
Well, you know, that's just a great play. They kept their tight end in as an extra blocker, and that gave Luke Berlin the chance, the time, I should say, to hit Simmons. He was able to step into it and deliver. You know, the defense has to honor the deep ball for Simmons. Jose Felix was playing over the top, and Simmons, they just cut that post off a little short, and Berlin delivered it on the money. And we already saw, really, there's nobody on Mingus' team that's as fast as David Simmons. Nobody's going to catch him, especially with Brulin out with cramps.
There's not not making the difference as yet, but if Brulin's out there, maybe that's not going to go the distance.
Yeah, it's possible.
But he's not out there, and now trying to go for 2, and they're looking in this direction where it's deflected and hauled in by Simonton.
A little tip drill action right there. Not sure that's how they drew it up, but they'll take it. Good coverage on the play, but Thompson left Simonton in the back of the end zone, and he was in the right place at the right time.
27-21, Blue Ridge has its first lead since its first possession, 7:05 to go. It's Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN.
The Northland Pioneer College kickoff was had by Machado, came from the near sideline and ran all the way to the far to take it to the 39 before Noah Chi was able to bring him down. So great field position again for the Marauders, 3 times on 3 possessions in the second half, been able to get it into Blue Ridge territory. The last drive stalled because of a procedure flag and then a sack. And then you saw Simmons take it over.
You know, Mingus, I think, saw something on film because Blue Ridge does typically kick their kickoffs to one side, and Mingus has consistently attacked to the other side, and they've been able to get good returns on all the kickoffs.
Brulin, who is in for the kickoff, is not out there right now. So Grijalva is standing on the right. Stokes with a little bit of pressure, and now a flag comes out. He's going to run this one, but I think they're going to get Grijalva for holding.
Well, Jace Barton had got in there, and he had to hold him. Otherwise, he was going to get past him and get to Stokes. So
actually, I don't think it was Barton, though. That it was Billy, Aiden Billy, who was going to be held.
Oh, was it? You don't think they called it on that one?
I'm thinking that because Billy looked like he might have been tackled.
Oh, that's a pretty sure sign. Pretty sure sign. So, yeah, Mingus going in the wrong direction. Blue Ridge now, their defense has got to be smart because they have momentum on their side. They can't give up a big play right here.
First down and 20, 6:45 to go, but Mingus running an offense that doesn't really feel comfortable this far behind the sticks. Hand this one off. Grijalva goes to the right side, but he's tripped up by Billy, though he gains 5.
You know, I think Blue Ridge will take that right now, though. You're well behind the sticks. You'll take a 5-yard play rather than the big give up. And again, we've seen Mingus has not been able to complete a pass since early in the game. And so I think Blue Ridge has the opportunity here to load up the box with 8 and make sure that Grijalva doesn't bust one.
Got Berlin who's out with cramps. But nope, that's Senna who's back out there. Split backs behind Stokes. Hand this one off. No, He's going to keep this one as he's moved it to the left. Now he's got a defender who's trying to keep up with the intended
Stokes
man, who
pass
was
to
Jose
Felix.
Felix. And it looked like Felix was going to have a step, but James was able to do enough to disrupt and make it 3rd and 15.
And I will give Mingus a little bit of credit right there. Great play action fake as Stokes carried that out well. Very difficult, though, to roll to your left as a right-handed quarterback, especially, high school football. And I'm trying to see, is Stokes a senior? I'm sure he is. No, only a junior. So he'll have a chance to work on that one.
Well, you see that shot there with Brulin, who's had so many yards here in the second half alone. Not able to get out there and help as it's now 3rd and 15. As Stokes trying to get some receivers downfield. Now he's going to try to tuck that one, get back toward the original line of scrimmage. But Byers going to run him out there, make it 4th down.
Heady play, though, by Stokes. Some people might go, well, why didn't he just throw it? Well, it's 3rd down, and you're just trying to get it into a manageable situation. I think now Mingus is in a passing situation, but Stokes can pick up 14 yards with his legs if something opens up. So I would look for Mingus to maybe run a lot of receivers a little deeper, try to clear up that secondary, and get Stokes some running room.
Stokes going to punt. Simmons, who had a good return and then the touchdown that gave his team the lead, back to receive as there's a little bit of pressure, but he's able to get this one away from Simmons.
Or they
Bounce
might
at the
just
20
punt it.
and die there. Simmons picks that one up. The ball's loose, but he's going to fall back on it. No, he's going to pick it up and try to make something happen. Still on his feet, back to the 20. Now at the 30. Tries to spin back inside. Flags flying everywhere and in every direction. But Simmons, who's made 2 huge plays, probably would have been better allowing that one to fall dead.
I'm not sure what the penalty is going to be here.
Well, they got 4 options, I think. Well, now 3 flags across the 30.
Unless they're going to say you can't advance it. That's the only thing I didn't see, even on the replay. I didn't see anybody block in the back or anything where they. Oh, yep, they did. They got Aiden Billy for the block in the back on Senna. That is. So that's going to put the Jackets back at their own 20. Oh, they're going to call this a 15-yarder.
But from Blue Ridge's perspective, when really you're just trying to occupy clock, is that detrimental?
Now, if I'm Blue Ridge right here, I'm not going to go. I know you're trying to run clock, but I'm not going to go away from that short pass. I'm going to tell my receivers, stay in bounds, but if you allow Mingus to just key on your run, I think they're going to have a good chance to stop you because of their size. I mean, you might get a couple, but just keep that door open.
Mingus has all of its timeouts. Marauders now trailing 27-21, 5:04 to go. Blue Ridge trying to get off to a 4-0 start. Berlin fakes the handoff. Pump fake. Now pressured. Brought down. Back of the 10. A loss of 6.
Well, Coach Hathcock trying to end this one with one play, but good coverage on the play by Jose Felix. And so
2nd and 15.
Hernandez able to get into the backfield, but that was just a coverage sack. Felix did a great job down the field. They only really put Simmons in the pattern. Everybody else stayed in.
Yellow Jackets not yet to the line. 15 seconds on the play clock, so Blue Ridge trying to take as much off the clock as possible.
But yeah, you gotta get a first down. Oh my. This is no good.
Oh boy, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Only have 1 timeout left, and doesn't look like. Well, now they will use it. No more timeouts for the Yellow Jackets with 4 minutes and 18 seconds to go, though. Blue Ridge with the 27-21 lead on Shola Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Want to go fishing? Head to Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. They have fishing supplies, outdoor fishing attire, and fishing gear. Plus all kinds of bait including live worms, flies, and lures. The staff are experienced anglers and they can advise you on what you need, where to go, and what type of bait the fish are biting on. Plus, pick up your fishing, camping, and boat permits. When you think fishing, think Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. Located on Highway 260, 1 mile before the casino.
Well, this one's at 27-21 in the final minutes. Round Valley trailing Thatcher just 22-20 in the fourth quarter. Poston Butte had been trailing Campo Verde. We'll try to find that score as Blue Ridge just used its final timeout. Second down and 15 or 16 from inside
Blue
the
Ridge,
10,
let's let 'em hear ya.
deep in its own territory. Blue Ridge now moving a couple of receivers around. Got some extra blockers off on either slot instead. Hand this one off initially. Barton give this one over to Simmons on the reverse. Wildly winging that football around as he gains 10.
He was. But not a bad time for that one. You know, you're late in the game. You're not going to run it again. So I think you did a good job of getting some guys off on their heels, and you stayed in bounds. So credit Simmons for stepping to the inside. I think he could have gone outside, but he wisely stays in bounds and keeps that clock running once the chains are set.
So if the Yellow Jackets are able to move him here, Mingus probably got to start thinking about using its timeouts. Empty backfield for Berlin. 5 receivers set, 3 going to the left. Quick look here for Simmons as he catches that one right over the 25. He needed 5. He got 6. Comfort Fit Denture first down.
I mean, I'm not to toot my own horn, but that's the play. I understand you're trying to not give the knockout punch, but just use the short pass. You got Luke Berlin has matured tremendously in a year. You got a sure-handed receiver in Simmons. Just keep that short pass going, but mix in the definitely more runs because you want to keep this clock running.
3.5 minutes to go. 27-21. The Yellow Jackets had the only touchdown, complete with a 2-pointer afterwards here in the second half. A little bit of confusion here on the Blue Ridge line of scrimmage, but turn and give to Barton. Ooh, it was one man away.
Yep, he was. Calandra, but I don't want to say touchdown saving tackle, but it might have definitely been a first down saving tackle, and that might have been all she wrote as far as running the clock out. Although you did say Mingus does have 3 timeouts, so Blue Ridge, I would expect him to keep it on the ground right here on second down. If you have to, you can go back to the short pass on third down, but I'm keeping it on the ground here, keep that clock running.
Barton back in the pistol. 3 receivers going to the left. Turn, give Barton, and he patiently is able to chip his way to the right side of the line, get over the 40, have a Comfort Fit Denture first down with a gain of 8.
With another first down.
Boy, and you nailed it on the head, Derek. Great patience, letting his blockers get in front of him, setting up, getting in front of the would-be defenders, and then exploding, using his quickness to get to the next layer and picking up those big yards. And
timeout called
Mingus
by Mingus.
Having to use a timeout in a much different circumstance than it had thought when it was 2nd and 15 inside the 10, but that reversed to Simmons, and that might wind up being our Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game. That could be the ice right there.
That could be it, especially if Blue Ridge is able to finish off this drive.
Let's just keep it here.
Okay. Let's do that.
Had talked a little bit about that big snowflake. Okay, here's Campo Verde 30, Poston Butte 6. So next week we are in the Dome, Poston Butte at Round Valley. Round Valley had either been going for 2 or had unsuccessfully gone for 2. But it's still showing a score of 22-20. Thatcher has had a little bit of a tough go, but playing a pretty tough schedule this early part of the season.
Yeah, that's what's weird is that there hasn't really seemed to be a dominating team right now in the 3A. You look at the teams that were kind of near the top last year, not sure footing yet this time of the season.
It's going to make for a wild state tournament.
It's going to be awesome.
All right, 1st and 10, 27-21. Blue Ridge with the lead. This time Barton tries going left. It gets spun down by 3 tacklers. Mingus has 2 timeouts, but opting not to use one yet. Second down and 8, 2.5 to play.
Going hurry up for some reason. Nah, I think they're just pretending. But hey, one thing I want to mention, Jace Barton, such a great kid and just does exactly what you tell him. He's got 2 hands wrapped around that ball tightly. It's not about the yards right now.
Going to get this one off. Nope. 15 seconds on the play clock.
Yeah, if they can get 5 yards the cheap way, they'll take it.
Turn and give. Barton, again, patiently trying to allow something to develop and winds up falling over the 45,
Barton
gains
again.
3. Mingus has 2 timeouts.
I thought they would have called one right there. Big third down here. Third down and 5. A short 5, but still, I right here, Coach.
It's a tough game out there. We can help you reach your goals and come out victorious. Need help paying for college? Let the financial aid experts at Northland Pioneer College help you qualify for federal, institutional, or tribal grants. See our website at npc.edu for details. Northland Pioneer College. Expanding minds, transforming lives.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Are we back on?
Are we back?
Well, just in time for the grand finale.
So in to try and kick this away is Jair Hernandez, who is just good. But now a high snap brought down. The kick is away. He's got it.
And
8
the extra
seconds
point is
remaining.
good. Yellow Jackets 27, Marauders 28.
There's a 55-yard
8.6
touchdown pass that
left in
was
the game.
converted, the first completion for Mingus in the second half.
I think it was their second because they called that.
Right.
one
Yeah,
there,
the
but-
one that Grijalva caught that looked like it potentially was a short hop, and he got underneath that one. They were able to spike the football. They put some time back on. Turns out they didn't need it as there's 8.5 seconds left, but if nothing else, this gives Simmons a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to take the kick off. I mean, I'd almost fair catch it.
Yeah.
Just so that no time comes off, not much time comes off.
What's your approach here
But they're
from
going
the Mingus side?
If you're Mingus, you're squibbing it, right? Because it's going to take longer to field. I think Blue Ridge used their final timeout.
Oh, yep, they have none.
So yeah.
They had the 4th and goal sequence where they had to use two after
in
they
a row.
came out with too many men.
And I think they're kind of going with a hands team here, just because not because they're onside, but just for the squib that's coming.
Simmons approaching the squib at the 25 as this one sent away from him. High bounce as this one's going to be gathered in by Symington, looking for some blocking help as he goes to the
Just
far
go down,
side.
go down.
And clock stops with 3.3 seconds left. Mingus one play away from snatching victory from the jaws of defeat.
Literally. It's a pretty good
It's going
hit.
to be 1st and 10 Yellow Jackets on their
Pretty good
33
hit.
with 3.3 seconds.
Well, the playbook gets pretty short
Oh, yeah.
in situations like this. Berlin would need to
mean,
have a cannon,
and
Drew Bledsoe-like.
You're going to have to go with perhaps some laterals. I mean, Coach Hathcock's drawing it up, and they haven't started the play clock yet, so he actually has some time here.
There's a JV
I'm kind of surprised.
game coming up on Thursday.
Little hook and
2
ladder.
weeks from now.
Throw it to Symington and let him pitch one to Simmons. I mean, again, you got some sandbox time here, really.
James, Simmons, Symington.
Well, they got too many guys? No.
All coming out on the right. Berlin's got Barton on his left, trailing 3.3 seconds. Started off here with Simmons. Oh, that's 2 forward passes. It's going to be hauled in by James. He's going to be brought down.
Didn't matter.
Pass to Symington. Simmons, pass to Symington is complete. He's brought down.
Didn't matter.
Flag on the play.
The flag's down right where Simmons threw the second one, but the first pass from Berlin was definitely moving forward.
And I think that's going to end the game because you can end the game on an offensive penalty because I'm sure the defense is going to decline it since they got the stop.
You could see one of Blue Ridge's coaches telling the 3 receivers to get back.
Yeah.
And they
Final
did not
score
look
tonight,
like
Yellow
they
Jackets
understood what the
27,
direction was. And
Mingus
it was
28.
something that worked, but the execution wasn't
Thank
there with the
everybody
first
for
pass
coming
going
out. Don't
forward.
forget, on Thursday,
Mingus
September 21st,
secures its
we do
first
have a
win,
JV
now
game
1 and
here.
2. Blue Ridge now
Otherwise,
3
varsity's
and
gonna be on the
1,
road.
and a heartbreaker. And we'll talk
be
about
back
how the
here
Yellow
in
Jackets got to
October,
recover
Friday nights.
after this.
Have a safe drive home.
28-27, the final. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk1067.com.
Since 2006, Beeler Orthodontics has been creating spectacular smiles in the White Mountains. Dr. Beeler and his team use innovative technology and cutting-edge orthodontics while still providing a hometown experience. From traditional braces and clear aligners to surgical orthodontics, Dr. Beeler works with smiles of all ages. So call them today to schedule a complimentary exam at 928-537-7775 or visit them at BeelerOrtho.com. Beeler Orthodontics. Live to smile, love your smile.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right, not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
28-27, Mingus was facing a 4th down and 10. Was able to move the pocket to the right side and convert a pass to Grijalva, spike the football, and needing to go 55 yards to give themselves a chance to kick an extra point and get the W. You have, for the second time, is only 2 completions were those last 2 plays. Rain Stokes goes 55 yards again to Grijalva, and you can talk about whether or not there should have been some safeties further back or what the defense should have been looking like, but man, Stokes, he hadn't looked like he was going to be able to deliver like that throughout most of the second half.
Yeah.
And he just dropped it. He dropped it right in there, and Grijalva
stride,
did the rest.
Yep, and then Grijalva, as you said, just outran at the would-be safeties on that side. They threw it away from Simmons, which is probably pretty smart because he's the one guy who might have been able to run down Grijalva. So good play calling for Mingus and good execution for Stokes. I mean, that's got to be our straight line play of the game.
You know, watching that replay there, Bruland was out for most of the 4th quarter, if not all of it, because of cramps. And so a really big hat tip there to the remaining Mingus Marauders who were able to secure the win, especially Stokes with dropping that dime, Grijalva hauling it in. I mean, that was such a shocking play. And I don't know if we had audio when I mentioned it. It seemed like so many of the fans that were sitting around us was wondering where they were. They weren't making an impact, and it seemed like they were kind of waiting for something like that to happen. The Yellow Jacket football programs have been trying to recover. In the last few years, I guess, kind of taught them to expect something like that. I don't know. Am I being too harsh?
I mean, it's unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. I think you're right. I think they were just trying not to jinx it, so to speak, sitting there just hoping and willing that clock to run. And, that would have been a big boost for this program to get to 4-0 and beat a quality opponent. Yeah. Mingus has got the size. They do a lot of good things. And it would have been great for Coach Hathcock. He's still got a lot of positives to take from it, moral victories. But as a coach, moral victories suck. I can just tell you. But they do have a week of preparation for their next game, and they'll definitely be able to point to some film. But that's a big, big mistake. I mean, that's just all you can call it. It's a big mistake to let Grijalva get behind the defense.
Now, before we take a look at our superlatives and our post-game conversation, Blue Ridge going to Safford, which gave up a lead to a pretty good Florence team. So Safford, probably especially on the road, going to be a pretty tough go. How did the Yellow Jackets try to recover after?
I mean, like I said, they have to have a short memory, and they're going to have to just remember the other 47 minutes of the game because they met the challenge physically. Up front, they're guys, they play without their center most of the game, their starting center, and they really did the job. I thought Berlin threw a lot of good balls. Jace Barton, great running. They defensively, they did the job. They got to the quarterback. They stopped the running backs. It was one play, unfortunately, and this game is not based on one play. The Jackets had an opportunity to run the clock out. They didn't do that. You could point to that. You could talk about the interceptions, the pick six. Lots of different plays is what lost this game for Blue Ridge, not just that last one. I'm sure that's what Coach Hathcock is going to say. But they got to see what they're made of. It's an opportunity to test the character of your team and see if they can bounce back and play against a very good Safford team.
So we take a look now at the Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game. Beeler Orthodontics, lift a smile, love your smile. First, got to give a huge shout out to Berlin and Simmons. In that second half, Berlin was only incomplete 4 times. 8 for 12, 114 yards, 45-yard touchdown. Simmons by far his favorite target, 6 catches, 97 yards, had that 45-yard touchdown. Simmons at the time we thought was going to have the play of the game when he came on that reverse and had the 10 yards that got him away from the line of scrimmage. But, dude, is there any question about what this is?
There's no question. The homecoming ruiner was the 55-yard completion from Stokes to Grijalva.
So that is the Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile. Deemer's glass shattering hit of the game. If you need glass for your home or business, Deemer's Glass is hands down the place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. Call 1-888-GLASSMAN. Lathan had an awful lot of those, including that moment he brought down Simmons when it looked like he was potentially going to go the distance on that punt.
Yeah, and I think that has to be just because the way it developed. You know, Simmons picked it up on the hop, and then Simmons had 3 blockers, and Lathan just had a head of steam, and he just blew right through those would-be blockers and just swallowed up Simmons. And I think, there was a lot of good hits, though, tonight.
Yeah, clean hits, too.
Yeah.
This was, I mean, outside of some goofball penalties like the one you just saw, man, that feels like an eternity ago when it was 21-19 and Mingus was...
Here it is right here. If you're watching on the replay, this is Lathan. This is Lathan. It's not too big because Simmons kind of like...
Yeah, he's not coming.
he was a little smarter on that one. But this is definitely the most physical team Blue Ridge has played, and I thought they met the challenge.
So that the Deemer's Glass shattering hit of the game. Need glass for your home or business. Deemer's Glass in Lakeside is hands down the best place to call when you need quality glass at affordable prices. Call 1-888-GLASSMAN. The Horn Auto Center drive of the game. Want to give another shout out to Blue Ridge, which used that return from Simmons, moved the chains once. That strike, here it is. Simmons catching this one and then just running up the center of the field right through the interior of the defense. Nobody having a chance to catch him like he's on a scooter. And that looked like that was going to be the drive of the game, putting Blue Ridge in front for the first time since its first possession. But Mingus pulls itself off the mat.
Just never gave up hope.
No. And, huge shout-out, Rain Stokes. A gutsy, old-school sort of quarterbacking job there when I try to control the ball game with the ground, including using the quarterback as a runner. And when they needed him to make a play with his arm, he was there.
Yep. Didn't do it. His numbers were maybe 3 for 12 tonight, but the only one that mattered was the last one.
So those the Horn Auto Center drives of the game, as we give another shout-out to all of our sponsors, especially Ace Hardware for the keys, Northland Pioneer College for the kickoff. Horn Auto Center, as you just heard, giving you 2 drives of the game this time. Beeler Orthodontics for the straight-line play of the game. Deemer's Glass, when you need affordable glass at affordable prices, go there. Comfort Fit Dentures for our first downs, and Mountain Mobile Auto Glass didn't get a lot of love here in the second half, but there were some big ones when we got to drop it. As always, this is the Sholo Ford presentation of high school football on italk1067.com. For Mike Caldwell and Mike Granillo, I'm Derek Palmer. We'll be with you from the Dome next week. Until then, be safe.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 1067 KNKI Pine Top and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Comfort Fit Dentures, Summit Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, and Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 1067 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopeniki communications station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of iTalk 1067 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to italk1067.com.